There's this little boy, he's a rapper, he goes by the name Lil Poopy. I'm like, I don't know why you would call yourself that, but Poopy? Poop? Anyway, so this young man is rapping, he's doing his thing, he's being immersed into the ignorance of today's hip-hop music, unfortunately for this young man. I've heard that he's an honor roll student, that he's smart, he's a good kid, but I don't get why they're immersing him into this ignorance if he's a smart young man and a good kid. Police caught wind of a video clip I'm going to show you from his mixtape, and this was posted on YouTube as well, so let me go ahead and roll this clip. So you saw in this short clip that this girl is, shaking up behind, and he's slapping her behind all on the video, and that particular scene got police involved when they found out about this, and they filed charges actually on his father, Mr. Luis Rivera, for child neglect and child abuse and endangerment when they filed on this man. Now, he feels that video, there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody had their clothes on. He said that slapping a woman on the butt is no different than, you playing baseball and you get a home run and, your teammate hits you on the butt like, you did a good job for the home run. That is what his father said in his defense. He has gotten, legal counsel to try to fight this particular charge. Now, the second video I'm going to show you of this young man, he's in a room with French Montana and some groupies, but just look at just the overall approach of this.
No, I ain't gonna fuck, but that's butt. Nigga was butt ass nigga. Fuck, I dropped that nigga. I let it drop. Yeah, fuck that. Little fool, give up 5. Yeah, 35. I swear God, I gotta drive. It's still like, cause I have a break. I swear God, I gotta drive still like 5:30. That's a day. It's a whole day just shaking. See that picture?
Somebody got to charge
back with 400. I'm gonna come back up and charge you.
Heavy, right? You're not stand up. Watch it. That shit's still popping. Did you walk around with that all day?
You know where you at? Google us.
You want a big chain or you want a small chain? You want a chain like this or you want a chain like this?
Dying, nigga. Niggas that's getting that money could just get money.
I'm thinking if you get me a chain, this piece.
Fuck about what the niggas don't do. They kill each other.
And a chain like this, like something you can wear, right?
Everybody dying.
Alright, that's what's up. That's what I fuck with.
There's no way that young man should be in that type of environment with these rappers and these women and things like that. And my point of the whole video is this. There are people that want fame so bad, they will sacrifice their children's life, their dignity, their morality, and whatever to get some fame. What is it with people these days that want to be famous and want to use your kids no matter what, sell them down the river and everything just to get some fame? And it's not this young man, it's these people like on that Toddlers and Tiaras show. Or they had one person that was just playing a joke on parents and said, like, would you put your kids in a tanning booth so they can get the part? And they're like, yes. And say, what about full body wax? We don't want them to have no hair. And say, yes. I mean, whatever they got to do to get the part. They say, what about makeup and hair? And what about getting hair extensions? What about this? All this stuff these mothers was agreeing to just so their child can get on. And just as much as this father wanted to put his son in this environment, now this young man, he's getting shows. It's been reported that he makes $7,500 per show but he's performing shows at nightclubs where people are doing adult things, drinking and everything else. And this is what got, like I said, police involved. People need to be parents and let these children be children long as they can, because this world gonna grow you up a lot faster than what you need to grow up. That's first of all. And some people feel, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with that. See, that's the problem with today's society. Children cannot stay children and stay in a child's place. He want to rap, fine, rap. But he don't need to be in places where adults are doing things like drinking and, shaking their behind and all stuff like that. So I kind of side with the police on this one, because that's wrong. You should not be doing that. And the same thing, before somebody say, oh, that's not that big of a deal, why are you saying that? if it was a little girl and the same things would have happened with a little girl and some half-naked man or, you know, some scantily dressed man was doing things to a little 9-year-old girl, it would be an outrage. So you can't come with this double standard. Either you're going to take a stand about children need to be protected and be in the place of a child, or you're going to say, well, you know, if it happened with a 9-year-old girl, it's an outrage. But if it's a boy, oh, that's no big deal. No, you got to take a clear stand of where you stand as a human being on certain issues. Me personally, if you're going to have an outrage for a girl, you need to have an outrage for a boy as well. Because boys being exposed to overt sexuality at an early age mess them up. And also give them a thought of women as sexual objects that no one they should respect, and so on and so on. The psychological damage it could do to boys as well, because you don't know, like I've heard, you know, many times that these rappers that come up as children, they get, you know, sex from grown women at, you know, 13, 14 years old, but they go unreported. Nobody say anything. I've heard a couple of them say it, that's what go on with child rappers as boys. But if it would happen with a girl, that guy would be locked up. And I think the women who doing this should be locked up as well. But when it comes to boys, nobody say anything, because that's just a rite of passage for a boy. And that's the problem. No parents. His father's putting him up in all this mess. Want him to get this 15 minutes of fame at no matter the cost. Putting your little boy online, your little boy with all these women. I mean, where's his mother? Where's somebody who cares about him and his development? I mean, if he's an A student, let him stay being an A student. Let him stay being an honor roll student so he can get somewhere in life. Because it don't really take much intelligence to be a rapper these days. It really don't. Because they're not even rapping anything conscious-minded. They're not talking about anything to even make you think of what you need to even read up on to learn. You just say whatever. As long as you can cuss and halfway make it sound good, you good. You can be a rapper these days. But I don't know. What y'all think about the situation? Hit me up in the comments. Use the commentary. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.